Welcome to It's a Crime. I'm Linda, and today I'm going to give you an update of the last 24 hours of what's been going on with Gannon Stauch. He's the 11-year-old Colorado boy who's been missing since last Monday, January 27th, and things aren't looking so good for the stepmother, Tisha Stauch, who has been proven to be lying about where Gannon was going that Monday. So here's the latest, what I've been scouring throughout the day. Before I get into it, make sure you subscribe, click that notification bell, because I'm coming out with a lot of videos, and I'm looking at doing one for the Lori Daybell one with JJ Vallow and Tylee Ryan. So stay tuned for that. Click the share button, click the like button. All right, let's get into it. At the time of this video, I have the latest news from KKTV 11, and the update says, we just learned authorities are searching a small pond near Colorado Springs for evidence. It says Colorado Parks and Wildlife is assisting with some type of vehicle with sonar and video. It says also to only call with useful tips, do not call with theories or ideas. So that's the latest. I knew earlier in the day that they were looking at bodies of water, but this is the latest, that they're searching a small pond near Colorado Springs for evidence. And early, Jackie Kirby from the sheriff's office said that the Colorado Springs Fire Department's dive team is looking at undisclosed bodies of water in and around Lorson Ranch. She didn't say exactly which ponds or bodies of water, but it is the area of Big Johnson Reservoir. At around 1 p.m., she said that we have a dive team doing searches right now. I was also reading some tweets today, and one of them said, sources tell us volunteers are by the Mill National Training Center near Mark Sheffel and Bradley. And the other area I heard was they're also searching near Fontaine and Powers with people, dogs, and horses. And in one of the videos I saw today that had the spokeswoman for the county sheriff's office, that they said that they're redoing the area, not because they missed anything, but because they have different equipment to detect things. That's what she was saying. She also said at that time there was no suspects and no criminal investigations. It's still classified as a missing persons report, an endangered child. So that's what I know so far today, that they are searching bodies of water. Now, last night, before I went to bed, I saw that there was a woman on the news and she was starting to speak, but then as she was speaking, that there was flashes behind at the Stauch's house and also yelling. You could hear a guy yelling. So she stops her report and she kind of says, okay, there's some yelling, there's some flashes, but that turned out to be nothing extreme. Obviously, it was disconcerting, but apparently the garage was open. The police officers came in and they went to go close the door, and the people in the home, the Stauchs or whoever it was basically surprised. And then you could see how this could be a big deal, right? And as you can imagine, I mean, emotions are already so high that it must have been, it's been a heck of a week for the parents. I also saw from a KKTV reporter, he did a tweet and he talked about the events that went down. He said that the garage was left open for about a half an hour, and then he said 3 officers went in with flashlights and then screaming, and he said he thought he heard, "What are you doing here?" But he wasn't 100% sure. And he said that they pulled up after the garage was left open, and then said that he got it cleared with the sheriff's office, and it sounded like they were just trying to shut the door for them, and the people inside were spooked. And his tweet said, and I quote, "Just touched base with EPC sheriff. They let me know the officers were just trying to close the door for them and spook the people inside. Not an update to the case, but shows just how tense and emotional the situation here is." And then hashtag Gannon Stauch and hashtag find Gannon. So now yesterday there was also a statement released by Al Stauch and Landon Hyatt and the little sister Lena. And it was a really, really tough thing to watch. I'm sure they're going through absolute misery, but listening to Landon say, I don't even have an answer for my feelings of what I'm feeling. And she just says that she's afraid. She's afraid that she'll never hear his voice or hear his corny jokes, because she said he actually tells her corny jokes every single day and he loves to do that. And that's one of the things that I thought right away, well, I wonder when the last time she actually heard from Gannon. Was it Sunday the 26th or Monday? And he had a stomach ache supposedly on Monday, right? And you can see him in the video where he's walking really slow. So I wonder if he talked to his mom that day and said he's not feeling well, because let's face it, a lot of times when kids aren't feeling well, they want their mom, right? I'm very curious to see if he actually texted her or when the last text that she got. Now, she also says in the statement that she urges people to come forward no matter what. She said, just come forward, don't be afraid. And this is the hard part that I found this a really hard part, was she said, if you're afraid, don't worry. And then she just got really upset, saying, imagine how scared Gannon is. And that's heartbreaking. Now, I've also read something that was very interesting to me. There's a private investigator. His name is David Marshburn. He's very well known, apparently. And from the articles that I read, he's very adept at finding and tracking bad guys. And in one of the articles, he says he prefers the term fugitive recovery agent. And apparently he got into bounty hunting or skip tracing because his wife is a bail bondswoman, and sometimes people would skip out on bail, and so he would go out and get them back. And apparently he said he found out he was pretty good at it. And while I saw an interview on Dateline, she says, you have a gift. And he says, yes. And she says, what is your gift? And he says, and I quote, I guess gifted of reading people and knowing what their mood is, what their next move is going to be, just that inside thing that I have, predicting what's going to happen next. I'm glad that I have a gift, the ability, but it is sure a depressing ability and depressing gift to have. But at least you know that you can do something good for a family. It's good and bad. So apparently out of 1,500 cases or whatever I read, it's like he's not caught 3 people. And he's very gifted at getting inside their head and knowing their next following moves. And he's based in North Carolina, but there's families from all over the place that contact him and brought in to help solve cases. The reports say that he is not involved in the case for Gannon Stauch, but he says he might have a strong feeling about what might have happened to Gannon just based on the information he's received. And this is what he says about it. He says, I don't think I'm going to like the outcome. I don't think anybody's going to like the outcome. So that sucks. But I did find him fascinating, and he does have a gift. So I'd love to hear more from him. Now, from the El Paso County Sheriff's Office, there was also a statement made today, and they were talking about doing that secondary search in the area with the new equipment that they have. They said the weather hasn't impacted searches, that they're going to go and they're going to search no matter what. They're just going to make sure they're prepared for the weather. They were also encouraging that if you're going to give tips or if you have something that you saw with your own eyes, please come forward and give the tips. But what was also said was don't phone in and come with theories. She said they literally have to write everything down and follow up, which as you can imagine, a tip comes in, you have to, right? She said that literally there was somebody saying that to go check every trunk of each car in the entire city. So now the officers have to log this in and follow up or talk about it, and it's wasted resources, right? So I can understand her being upset. So if you have a tip, call it in, make sure it's something you saw with your own eyes, not hearsay, nothing like that. Just call it in, and even if it's small, because something small could be really, really big. She did say that the DA is assisting them right now, and she said it doesn't change anything in the case, so it's not criminal right now. There was also comments of there not being any helicopters or drones today to go search, and she was talking about the reservoir being frozen. Now, I do want to mention I did get an email from a subscriber, and it was a little bit disturbing in the content of what was found, but I'm not going to put it on here, and I'm not going to talk about it at all other than I did receive information, because I want to make sure that that actually is true, and I don't want to put it out there if it's not, or if it's something unrelated. But I do hope it's not true, just because it's not good. But we always have hope, and that he's going to be found and safe. This is an absolute nightmare. I was thinking last night about, Al and his situation. His child is missing. Now his marriage is done. He's in a tough position, and emotionally it's tough, right? And as for Tisha Stauch, I mean, you go on camera, you hide yourself, you're diverting what is the truth, and you're making everybody think about the hike and talk about the hike, and don't look at Monday at all, because Monday's the day that you lied, and Monday's the day that something happened to Gannon. I did make a mistake in my video last night, and it's probably from the 12 plus 15 hours that I was researching everything, and I really wanted to make everything just so. But the video that was shown with her driving the red truck and backing in, there was a black car there the whole time, and I think it's because I was staring at the driveway and it zoomed in, and my recall after 15 hours was a little bit frazzled, so I apologize. There was a black car the whole entire time beside it. Now, I do want to bring up another thing that I've been thinking about. If she takes Gannon at 10:15 in the morning, he's not feeling good, right? There's reports that she was on camera at 1:45 to 2 p.m. at a store with the girls. Well, that's a school day. I checked online, and at the school that Gannon went to for elementary, it was from 7:35 a.m. is when they start to 2:45 p.m. are school hours. So the young girl had to have been out of school as well if she's out shopping with Tisha, right? I'm not sure about the oldest. I'm pretty sure she's not in high school. Actually, I don't know if she's in high school or not. Let me know in the comments below. But why is that? Is it because she needed an alibi that day? Like what? I don't get it. I just know that she needs to open her mouth, and she needs to open it quick. Because if she's the last one to see Gannon alive or Gannon at all, well, you're going to have to start speaking, sister. Because this is ridiculous. And that driveway just starts me all over again in a different case of you-know-who, and I just thought, oh my, here we go. There's a couple more updates, actually. Let's just put it in here, why not? Somebody was asking me about the Sugar Daddy site, so I'm going to put the screenshot right here or here for you. And it coincides with another thing that I saw on Tisha's LinkedIn profile. And I guess she was looking, or she said she was applying a month ago for a flight attendant position, and it was either in Denver or it was in Miami. So I don't know if she was planning on skipping town before this all went down, or if she was just becoming a flight attendant or wanted to just to, have a job of some sort. I don't know. But basically, if you're a flight attendant, you're traveling quite a bit, right? And she wanted to be based out either Denver or Miami. That says something too. I don't know if they were planning on moving. No idea. Just thought I would show that. And that's all I have for you today. I'm sure things are going to start getting quite heated, meaning that they're going to get closer and closer to the truth. They did say today when they were searching the area and the bodies of water that this all led from tips and also from clues that they have, and they're going based on evidence and that kind of thing. They're just going on what they know and trying to get the truth. Now, about the hike, I've been thinking also about the hike because she was so focused on the Sunday. I wonder if she did go back to the hike, but they're searching this area, so I'm going to trust that that's where it's leading them, and these clues are leading them, and that they're going to find something. I just hope he's okay, but I just have a horrible feeling, and I'm so sorry because I just want to have hope that Gannon returns. Now, I also saw an article with a counselor talking, and they were talking about the kids and what they're going through at Gannon's school, who knows them, and who are asking questions, and it must be really, really scary for them too. They have a classmate that is missing, and they probably are starting to ask questions, right? So some people take it differently. Some people are more open. Some kids are more open. Some kids internalize. And the counselor was just saying, to ask the kids about it. Do you know what's happening? How do you feel about it? And if they are open to talking, great. And if not, that's okay too. And he said, just don't start speculating and planting seeds in their head of what could be happening, because that makes it a whole different ball of wax. And also, when El Paso County Sheriff's Office was talking today, they were talking about over 500 citizen volunteers, but she also says they are vetted, and that if you want to be a volunteer, that you have to go through the process as well. Please comment below. Let's chit chat about what's going on. And thank you so much. I hit 15,000 subscribers. Our family's growing strong. And I'm super, super grateful how positive you've been in the comments and how supportive. And without you, there wouldn't be my channel. So thank you so much. Please share. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already. And give it the thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching. See you soon.